August 28th, Friday, and we have been working our way through James. And today I want to encourage you to read James chapter 5. I think it is very poignant and powerful for today. James chapter 5 deals with this imbalance, the unfairness of this life. He's talking about these rich oppressors who are taking more than they deserve. They are mistreating, they are being ungodly, unfair. James even says that they are taking what's not theirs. They are killing those who are innocent. And it matches in a lot of ways with some of the things that are going on in our world right now. 57 years ago on this day, there was a man in our nation who stood up and said, I have a dream that one day all of this oppression will be gone. I have a dream that all of this will be removed from us so that we can live as God has intended us to live. 57 years ago, that was a part of our nation's narrative. It continues on today even. It goes all the way back to the time of James. These early disciples, as they were trying to live and follow Christ, they found that the world was imbalanced, unfair, ungodly. And James's words are powerful to them and to us. James, in responding to this oppressor, maybe it is the rich members who are a part of this church. Maybe it is the rich people who have taken political power or economic power or military power, and they are oppressing and mistreating others. Regardless of if it's in the church or out of the church, wherever this oppression is coming from, James's response is this. Verse 7, he says, be patient then, brothers and sisters, until the Lord's coming. He reminds them of the power of God, that God's timing is not our timing, but God's wish is for compassion and mercy. James reminds these believers, verse 11, as you know, we count it as blessed those who have persevered. And you've heard of Job's perseverance. And you see what the Lord finally brought about in his story. The Lord is full of compassion and mercy. I want to remind you today, in the midst of all the strife, all the things that we would count as ungodly, unfair, imbalanced, wrong in this world, wrong in our nation, wrong. Be patient. Wait upon the Lord. Not because we are weak, but because we know He is strong. James reminds these believers who are going through this imbalance, this unfair time, this time of great trial and persecution. James says, remember Elijah. Because the prayers of a righteous person are powerful and effective. Elijah was a human being, even as we are. He prayed earnestly that it would not rain, and it did not rain on the land for 3.5 years. Again he prayed, and the heavens gave rain, and the earth produced crop. Now, the story is not a story about beating famine or overcoming the weather patterns. This is a story that fits within the backdrop of great oppression, where there is someone with political power, with economic power, with military power, who is abusing and mistreating those who are God-fearing, those who are trying to live and do what is right. James reminds, God's way is different than the world's way. Today, when we have such great hope and desire, we have this dream of what it can be, we see what God is calling for us to be, and sometimes even within the church, sometimes within our world, there is oppression and unfair, imbalanced, ungodly, wrong. We call that out today, but we also call, as James says, to wait patiently, to remember compassion and kindness from the Lord, and and to use the strength of prayer, not the strength of our own might or our own words or our own intellect, but of the Almighty, the great Creator, the one who sustains and holds all. Today I challenge you to read chapter 5 and see how you can live out the godly life that God has called for you in challenging times. Have a great day.